Hey everybody, what's up? This is Mo here. I'm here with the one and only Roosevelt Benjamin and my son Mo Jr. We're here today. We're just here having a conversation with Ro. We're doing this through the Unsung Gridiron Legend page on Facebook. Glad to have Ro here today. Ro was a three-sport star: baseball, basketball, football, Erie, Pennsylvania, at Central High School. Highly recruited. Ro, how you doing today, man?
I'm good, Mo. I'm good.
Good. So, why don't you just tell the listening audience, like, where you came from, what state, what city, things like that.
All right. I'm from here. I mean, hometown, local kid, Erie, PA. I grew up on 23rd and German, which so-called the hood. So that's where I'm from, and I mean, that's the start of my career.
So for those who maybe not from Erie, PA, the area of town where you grew up in was known as the hood. Can you just tell us what was that like, coming like from the hood during your day?
In the '80s, it was a bad place. Crack set in, very violent, drug infested, whole bunch of racial profiling. You know what I mean? So it was a tough neighborhood to grow up in, definitely.
Rob, I remember watching your career, even from like youth football, because we were always like 1 year apart basically. And I remember you just being dominant from like a youngster. You know what I mean? Can you talk about that? Always being like, how did you? Was it just natural? Was it something you worked on? How were you able to develop that ability like that?
I think it came from one of my older brothers, or both of my older brothers, Scooby and my brother Monty. God rest his soul. My oldest brother, he was a prep graduate, but they wouldn't let me play with nobody my age. Always played with the Chantels. Always played up with Chantel Hilliards and stuff. Those people, I mean, they were a couple years older than me, so I was never allowed to play with my age group until I really had to. You know what I mean? Going to Bay City, and we play against. You know what I mean? You get put in your age group, and that's where you played at. But other than that, I always played 4 or 5 years up in Spoons Basketball League or anywhere else that I played sports in.
Right. So when you went to high school, your name was known all across the state. I remember being in college at the time, and they were talking about you everywhere. So what was it like being highly sought after, recruited like that?
It was fun. I mean, and I think it was more talent than anything, because I really didn't play high school football but my senior year. Mm-hmm. And I was at Erie High. I played at Glen Mills. I started there, and we had a great team, and I was pretty good there. I think maybe my sophomore year or my junior year. But in Erie, I only played 1 year of high school football, and it was sort of easy coming from Glen Mills, just the competition and stuff like that. I wasn't a two-way starter at Glen Mills at all. I was just playing on the defensive end, and I just sort of I tell a lot of kids now about that. Like, we just need to figure out what our kids are really going to play, and we're being misled by these youth football leagues that we have, and everybody want their kids to be in Erie Daily Times every Saturday and Sunday morning, but that's not the position that our city reflects at the pro level and the college level. Mm-hmm. We are, I mean, you evidently, you're a quarterback, and you came out the city, but there's not too many offensive athletes that we produce here in this city. Right. And I tell all the kids, and I tell the parents, like, listen, making the Sunday Sports Times is not going to be his future. You know what I mean? Offensively. Mm-hmm. So I cry and I harp to these parents about how hard it is to be an offensive player at the next level. Mm-hmm. Like, as a quarterback, you have to.
And I switched positions when I went to college.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I played fullback in college.
I did not know that.
When I got to college, the first day I got there, the coach said, "Here's your fullback playbook."
And you got to go with it.
And I played 4 years as fullback.
I swear to God, I did not know that, Mo. But like that, as a quarterback, and Mo knows he's played quarterback most of his life. You have to have a great offensive line to be a quarterback and to be successful. You have to have great receivers to be successful. Anything on the offensive end, you need help doing. Right. If you're a running back, you need a great offensive line. You need a coordinator who likes the run game. You know what I mean? So you need so much help on the offensive end. Defense is all heart, grit, effort. I mean, get to the ball and make the tackle. And I tell the kids, this is where you make money at.
Right.
So
Well, I think my son had a question for you.
So, just growing up, I know you said your brother and stuff, but is there anything else that made you get into football?
Yeah, because my grandmother was always kicking me out the house. So my grandmother raised us, and she raised about 22 of us in a 3-bedroom house. So we couldn't do, we tried to play football in the house, but it was so many of us. So we learned to play tackle football at Central Market. You might know it as Urbaniacs, right around the corner from your house. We played in the summertime tackle football in that cement lot. So that's what we did. All the city kids, or all the kids from our hood, that's what we played at. If that was open, we'll play in the middle of the street. We'll play tackle football. So like there was nothing that really like put fear in our hearts.
Yeah, on the cement, yeah.
Ro, what was your? I know you. Nobody really talks about your baseball career, but I know I talked to people. It was like you were an amazing baseball player too.
Yeah, I started off, playing T-ball, B-ball, 1B, 2B, 3B, and I played a little stint in college. So that was actually my first love, playing with, my brother John, who was a great baseball player, Chantel Hilliard, who was a great, Charleston Jennings, Mike Lee. We all played baseball every time we had a chance, and I loved the challenging of, it's all hand-eye contact as far as hitting the ball and fielding. Yeah, so I still enjoy it to this day. So I still play softball.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, going back to what you was talking about, a lot of people have to realize when they go to college, you may not play the position that you played in high school. Like I said, I went to college, and the first day I got there, the coach was like, "Here's your fullback playbook."
That's
so
right.
and I thought I was a pretty good quarterback. You know what I mean? I thought I was pretty good.
The best to ever come out of here.
You know what I mean? So when he told me that, my mindset had to shift. I either had to say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna quit this team, or I'm gonna stay here." I ended up having a pretty decent career, playing D2 football. So, Ro, after leaving high school, I know you played at Clarion, things like that. You had a semi-pro career. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Just out of high school, I had all the offers that I needed out of high school. It was just me, and I was in my own head and really didn't want to play no more. Got homesick, so I got all the big Michigan State, Pitt. I was Pitt's #1. I was Michigan State's #1, and I just didn't want to do it no more. Didn't really have the love for the sport, or I really want to say I probably didn't have a work ethic. And after that, I really didn't want to do anything. But I ended up going out west and playing Division I junior college, and we won some national titles out there. I was All-American out there. My 2 years I played out there. Finished that, and I got homesick, and I didn't want to play no more sports. So I came home. Good friend of mine, Brian Barney, he was going to Edinburgh at the time, and he's like, "Bro, man, you got to do something." I'm like, "Man, I don't want to play." "Oh, you got two more years of eligibility." So I tried the Edinburgh thing, didn't work. Ken Nixon, Maurice Goodwine invited me to Clarion for a weekend of partying. And Malin Luke was the head coach there, and I just went in there before we went to work out or do something. We were in the coach's office Saturday mornings after the season. So I went in there, and I was just sitting in there waiting for Ken Nixon to come out of there, and we were going to do something on campus. And he sort of set me up. He set me in there and brought Malin Luke, which is the head coach, and he runs out. "Hey, where the hell you been, guy?" I'm like, "I'm not playing football. Like, I'm done.
Right.
I don't want to play. I'm just here." And then he offered me, you know what I mean? Like, what if I give you a $150,000 scholarship? I'm like, "Where is it?" You know what I mean? At that point, you know what I mean?
Right.
And after that, it was, I had a stellar career, All-American, 2 years, and played both ways. Wide receiver, punt returner, kick returner, free safety in college. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give you guys, before I turn it back over to my son with the question here, turn over to MJ, just to give you guys to put in perspective how good Ro was. I was at a game one day I was scouting to Altoona, and I was coaching at Central High School at the time, and there was a coach there from Glen Mills. Glen Mills was getting ready to play Altoona, I think, coming up. And I met one of the Glen Mills coaches in the stands. And he asked me if I knew Ro, and I said, yeah. He said, "I'm going to tell you what, man, I've coached kids from Miami-Dade County, from California, from Texas." He He said, hands down, Roosevelt Benjamin is the best player I've ever seen on a football field, in pads. And he said, I've coached kids from everywhere. So just to give you guys perspective, I mean, if you look at Ro now, he still looks like he can play, man. So, MJ?
All right, I know you said, like, you got to college and you, like, realized you probably didn't have a work ethic or you didn't love it. Now, like, when you were in high school getting all those offers and stuff, were you working out or were you just kind of just going off your natural?
It was all natural ability. I ain't gonna lie. His brother, too, which is a great friend of mine, we played together. Jamal Stewart, those, Mike Hughes, all those guys lifted weights. I didn't lift weights, and you know what I mean? I just didn't. I came from Glen Mills, and I was a power lifter. So I was, came in back into high school in Erie at 225 pounds as a senior. And the first thing I got drug tested by prep. So I had to go down through the down Harrisburg and piss in the cup because they said I was using steroids. But little did anyone know, like, I never used a drug ever in my life. Still haven't. You know what I mean? So they just knew I was. But a clip of that, when I got back from Glen Mills, I talked to Tom Ridge when I was in Glen Mills, and I got released a little early because I did say I was going to prep. So I was living with my godfather, which is Mel Witherspoon, and I went to prep for 2 days. And I said, Pops, I can't do this. I was just in lockup for 4 years. I can't be with another man. You know what I mean? Around all boys in a lockup. So I need to go to Erie High. Like, I needed 5,600, and half of them was female. So I needed to be in that environment. And my pops was just like, listen, just do what you got to do and feel comfortable, and bring me some paperwork home. You know what I mean? So that's the whole. After that, or prep ended up going in there and making me piss and taking steroid tests and all that stuff. But it was all natural ability until I got to the next level. You know what I mean? But your uncle too, and Jamal, they were gym rats. Like, bro, come in here, come in. I'm like, I'd rather go do something else. I don't want to lift no weights. I was naturally big and fast, so it was definitely all natural ability. Yeah, definitely.
So, Ro, I know now you got a lot of other things going on, businesses and things like that, which I always like to hear about what you're doing. You want to tell everybody what you're up to now?
Right now, I have started my own business. It's nonprofit, very, very, very successful. And I do want to say something to a lot of people out there. I did, fall flat on my face for a 5-year stint in prison. And I have about 14 felons, and I'm not going to lie to you. I want all the kids to understand this. I made that mistake, but I don't want you guys, if you guys make this mistake, I don't want you guys to give up, because I am living proof of what hard work comes from in owning your own business. And I went from a great job with being a mental health tech, making great money, and challenged myself to open up my own nonprofit to help my community, the kids in this community with the opiate epidemic, gun and gang violence. I challenge you guys, and I don't want you guys to say, just because I got out of jail, I have a felon, these people don't want to hire me. They will hire you. Like, you're one yes away from opportunity. Somebody can tell you no 1,000 times, but you're one yes away from opening up a new door of your life. And that's sort of how I did. So I did open up my nonprofit. It's called Men of the Community. Right now I'm in the process of, I have grants from Erie County Drug and Alcohol of Erie, and I have it from Harrisburg. I have another grant. And what I do right now for those, I pass out opiate testing strips, I pass out Narcan, and I pass out log boxes through a grant. Two separate grants for good money. So that's what I'm doing as far as the drug thing. And the other thing is, May, I will be opening up my inaugural Real Metro 21 Football League, youth football, and it's going to be free to the public.
Oh, that's great.
It's not going to be $150. I locked it down with Dale Mills, with the help of Erie High. I'm gonna run these kids back up through the Erie School District, to funnel them back up through Erie High, and Andre Henderson, he's going to be the commissioner, and we will be playing on Sundays at either the new stadium or Vets. So that's another thing that I got going on. I have some other some programming at the Booker T. I have a program I got put in there, a bullying peer mentoring program also. So I do have a lot of stuff going on. And I really enjoy it though.
Yeah, well, you always was a guy, man, that could, you know, you have influence. I've always said that about you. You always have influence. I always say, like, if you ran for mayor, like,
Yeah,
I think you can win. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, you just got that type of influence. People like you. You got that type of aura when you walk in the room. I think MJ had one more question for you about just about.
So, I know you said like a lot of kids out of area should, like, if they want to like go far, you think they should go with defense. But why do you think like we can't produce like offensive players that could go far?
I don't think that we can't. It's just what I've known, and I played everywhere, and at every level I was a captain on every team. I ain't been in Canada. I didn't played in. I was in NFL camps. Played like maybe 12 years arena football, and I was a captain at every level, every team I ever played on. But what I know, what they know that we do, is Western Pennsylvania is like we're tacklers. We're aggressive. We are what they look for at the next level in college and football. We're lasting bodies, and it didn't start for me, but I was a help of producing that. The Bob Sanders and all those. If you think about these people, the Eric Hicks, well, everybody forgets about E. Hicks, but these are the cats that came before us, and we created that name. If you're in California, they'd be like, "Where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Erie." "Where's Erie?" It's right up under Pittsburgh or right on top of Pittsburgh." "Oh, you from Western Pennsylvania?" "Yeah." "Oh yeah, y'all boys, y'all like to play." Texas. I play professional flag football now. First thing they hear about Erie's, we call it our flag football team is Erie Finest. First thing they talk about is y'all too physical, like just flag football. But that's how we're raised in Western Pennsylvania. We're wrestlers, we're football players. We can't play a little basketball, but we're
More the physical aspect.
We're physical, and that's what the Texases, the Californians, these cats know us as being physical. And when you get to the next level, those college coaches is going to look, 814. "Oh, you're from Erie. Oh, you know Bob. You know such and such. Oh yeah, let's get back to the defensive end." You know what I mean? And you sort of got to go with it because you ain't, like Mo said, when you get to college and they tell you this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do. You got to do what that man say, or you ain't going to deal with a scholarship. So.
And it's funny you mentioned Bob, which you one of the Bob's one of the greatest that ever came out of here.
Definitely.
And one that's played in the NFL. But one of the things I liked about Bob is I worked his camp one year when he first made it to the NFL. He had a camp at Gannon, and he told me, he said, "Mo, you know what? I just respected him that he said this. He said, Mo, you guys that played at Central in the early '90s, y'all was my heroes." Like,
He always said that. He always said that.
I respect it a lot because like a lot of guys won't say that to you. But because in him being the defensive player of the year, to say that to me, like that you guys that played at Central in the early '90s was my heroes. So that was a special moment for him to say something like that. So we were here today with Roosevelt Benjamin, one of the biggest names to ever come out of Erie, Pennsylvania, football, sports wise. Thanks, Ro, for your time today.
No problem at all.
And we'll definitely have Ro again sometime later on. Chapel Road, CV's up to you too, and. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Appreciate you.